Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and today we got in front of us what is probably Tamiya's biggest misstep or biggest mistake in the history of the company. This is kind of the time when Tamiya went all in. They just kind of went maybe a bridge too far, and they kind of jumped the shark on this one, in my opinion. I don't know, throw down a comment down in the description below. But they came out with this in 1988, the Tamiya Avante. It was a 1/10 scale electric four-wheel drive high performance race car. So this was intended to be raced. I think they raced it in the Worlds in 1988. It was intended to try to bring the World Championship to Tamiya. I think they finished third in that race, so it was not a complete disaster, but I think for the most part, people pretty much agree that this car didn't quite work as expected or how they wanted it to. It did have some deficiencies, I think, but they kind of went next level. They just went all in on this car, and they're like, we're going to build like the craziest RC car we can, something that no one else has ever seen, and we don't care what you think. So big shout out to Your RC for sponsoring this series of videos. We do have a 5% off coupon code if you're interested in the Tamiya Avante. This is the Black Special or Black Edition re-release. Came out in 2011. It is available still now, so you can pick one of these up. And the great thing about buying from Your RCs, they carry a lot of stuff you may not even be able to get in the US, like HPI, Vorza, Truggies. You can't get them in the US, but they do sell them at Your RC. A lot of X-Ray stuff, Team Corrali, vehicles you can't get. The Kronos XTR was hugely sold out in the US, but Your RC has special access to them, so they carry that. And of course, they carry all your regular Arma, Traxxas, Nitro, Electric, crawlers, anything that you could possibly want, they pretty much carry. And we do have that 5% off coupon code to make it more affordable. Definitely throw down your address, your shipping information, and your currency, because currencies fluctuate quite a bit, and the US dollar is super strong, so even if you're in the US like me, you can definitely find some deals out there, and they do have under €7 shipping throughout Europe, so if you're in Europe, obviously it makes a whole ton of sense. So yeah, we're going to be taking a look at this, the Avante Black Special Edition. The box is black, the car is black, all the font is black. This thing looks pretty epic. So a little information here on the box. 2mm carbon fiber upper and lower decks. I think that was pretty revolutionary for the time. Tons of aluminum, including aluminum front knuckles, universals front and back. I think that was an update to the re-release in I don't know when the first re-release came out, maybe 2008 or 2010, something like that. But then they came out with this in 2011. It does have a polycarbonate body, obviously for lightweight, and that was kind of controversial to me at the time. I was big into looking at Tamiya's. I was hugely, a fan of their classic off-road buggy design, their styling, which was a little more realistic, and they kind of went wacko in this. In my opinion, they kind of went like sort of spacey looking. I wasn't a big fan of sort of this enclosed driver and all that kind of stuff. I guess it's supposed to be like Formula One looking, but I thought it just looked really weird. Anyways, no big deal. Continuing on, does include some special parts. I think it's got a special motor. There's the item number, and there's nothing here on the bottom, but we'll look quickly on the back. Tamiya America is in Irvine, California. I have not gotten a chance to check them out, but I definitely will want to one day. Made in Japan. And then here's the Tamiya Europe information, and then some information about the re-release of the original 1988 special black edition color. There's a link with all the little extra coolness of the vehicle. Look at that, the Tamiya carbon fiber steering set, torque splitter set. I believe it has a center differential that was revolutionary at the time. I think it's also a ball differential, so that is not something you typically see nowadays, but back then was considered kind of crazy. So this is the the fantastic Tamiya packaging. Every time I look at one of these, it reminds me of like 1985 or 1986 when I first saw the Tamiya packaging, and I saw this. I was like, this is like complete engineering, right? This is when you knew this was not a toy. This is a legitimate, like, hardcore engineering project, a kit you had to assemble, and the stuff is beautiful. I mean, look at these parts here. We got the gold colored dampers, kind of this tapered looking springs. Reminds me of kind of Schumacher springs, actually. Carbon fiber deck, the aluminum uprights, as they mentioned, and then here in the middle we got the somewhat controversial body. I never really liked these bodies, but it is what it is. I've grown to appreciate them a little bit more. This looks like a differential to me, or maybe Yeah, probably a differential, front and rear. They got the under tray. Keep out some dirt. Here, of course, is the decals or sticker sheet. And then I always like how they got a picture of the vehicle here on the bottom. Gives you a little more information on things not to do. But I always thought it was cool that they had that in the bottom. Looks like some shock preloads, shock parts, shock rod ends, shock pistons, maybe the shock spring cups. So I don't know if it uses any preload spacers, if they're adjustable at all. Here's another piece here of, wow, let's get this out. This is kind of heavy. Let's pull this out in the middle. As you can see, I have not unboxed it. The instructions, looks like we got a few different languages, including English, which is nice because that's what I speak or read. And then the manual itself, it's got these funky cartoons of these people that look like they're out of control, honestly. Some tools that you definitely will need. Obviously you need a radio. I think it comes with a motor, but not an ESC. We'll see. I don't know. Here is the motor. And then looks like it's just kind of all inside. I don't know if there's parts inside. Maybe there should be. This can't quite possibly be all the parts. So let's kind of cut this thing open and see what we got inside these boxes. One piece of tape there. One piece of tape here. And we can pop off the blister pack. And then we got some more goodness underneath. The wheels and tires, I believe they came with foams back in the day. Someone let me know if I'm wrong. Fluorescent pink wheels, that is special to the black edition. The regular original one I think was yellow. Looks like the wing you will have to cut out. Bag B, so a lot of the center drive shaft there. Tons of aluminum parts in this thing. Looks like some kind of tool it comes with. Tons of steel, tons of aluminum. 0.2 millimeter shins. I'm not sure what that is going to be for. Bag D, so this looks like, what do we got? Zip ties, shock oil, or maybe this is thread lock, not totally sure. Green, blue, no, that is shock oil. Lots of screws. They are all Phillips head screws as normal, but fairly high quality screws. The wheel nuts, that's nice. Looks like fairly standard. No, actually, this has got the standard wheel nuts or the funky, we shall see. They did actually come up with these sort of self-locking or toolless attachments for the original Avante, but I'm not sure it's actually on the re-release. Looks like rod ends, maybe turnbuckles, steering post, it looks like sway bar, some humongous worm screws. A lot of different parts. So one thing the Avante was sort of notorious for was being fairly complicated, very heavy, a lot of parts, probably a bit more difficult to work on than some other vehicles. Here's all your differential parts in there, it looks like. Let's open up this other box. Feels like there's more parts inside here. So that's probably what the black dot means. Cut here. Cut here, and let's take a look inside this box. Alright, tons more parts. So these are all the plastic parts. So I have no idea what this is. It's symmetrical left, right, so maybe it's something to do with the arms. I don't know. I have, here's a giant bumper. Okay, I recognize that. Maybe a rear bumper there. Antenna tube, more differentials, ball differentials, of course, probably front and rear there. More plastic, so everything is on parts trees, of course. You will have to cut them out yourself. Looks like some sort of center braces. But yeah, huge, I don't know what these are, rods. So this thing had a fairly funky design. Looks like some spindles here. That's interesting. Here is the driver. I'm honestly not a fan of drivers in my cars. Hopefully I can run without one. I just don't really care about that stuff, but these, so I think it had like kind of a crazy multi-link suspension. We shall see. I suspect that is what this is. So the car, you know, sold for $300 here in the US back in the day. Here's the Suro Savers. Gets a couple different sizes or a couple different extras. and then probably some sort of transmission case here, maybe a skid plate. Not really sure what all this stuff is, but yeah, the Avante back in the day, it was expensive. $300 back in 1988 translates to about $700 US in 2022, so it was crazy expensive. I mean, even modern day four-wheel drive buggies are more in like the $500 price range. So, you know, $700 in today's prices, or $300 back then, was a ton of money. I think I had one buddy that had one of these. I'm not 100% sure. This is a long time ago, and I never saw it, but I vaguely recall someone actually saying they had one of these. I had a couple guys, my friends, that were still into RC back in high school when, you know, this came out. I was in high school, so but most of my friends kind of stopped driving their grasshoppers and frogs and all that kind of stuff, and this was definitely out of most people's price ranges. But yeah, it was expensive. It had dubious performance. I think there's an issue with the front shocks. They're like basically almost like completely horizontal, not enough droop. It was heavy. It was prone to breaking. I think there's an issue with the front bulkhead cracking on impacts and stuff. The wheels were kind of weird. They had kind of this quick release system. You know, and it was complicated. It had a lot of parts. And the performance is debatable on whether it was there. Now, it did have some nice updates or nice features that not a lot of RC cars had back in the day. The carbon fiber chassis is pretty impressive. The wheel attachment thing was pretty interesting. The center differential was pretty interesting. So yeah, a lot of stuff that kind of revolutionary at the time. But I think the proof is kind of in the fact that they released the egress, I think, a year later, or within the same year or something like that. So they tried to fix the Avante. The egress, I think, has a lot of similarities. I think a lot of the design elements are the same, but they tried to fix, you know, with more vertical shocks and stuff. So they made it a little more competitive and a little bit more useful to drive and race with. And I think after that, they kind of went on with like the Top Force and Top Force Evolution stuff, which I do have a Top Force Evolution re-release, and that is a pretty good you know, race buggy. Even driving around today on a carpet track, I can see why it is a full-on race buggy. But we'll see with the Avante. We're going to obviously build this, see how it goes together. Hopefully it doesn't take too long and it's not too complicated, or, you know, I don't have too many issues. But this should be a fun build, so definitely look for that. Don't forget to check out URC once again. That coupon code in the description below. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon, and thanks for watching.